Hi and welcome to episode 12 of Social Services Exposure, Getting Rid of My Dad, the Kids Only Grandad. This episode 12 of Social Services Exposure, and we are basing it on and concentrating on when they physically banned him from seeing the children. It was initially supposed to be for 3 months, yet it has been for the foreseeable, which would turn into 3 years, 4, and would be forever effectively. So I will set the scene for you, because obviously we know the social services don't give a rat's about kids. So it was some months after the passing of my late mother. My dad had done well to keep attending as often as he could. Then one contact, my dad made a comment to the family support worker Jade. In my opinion, she's more of an airhead because she wasn't that great a family support worker. She was more just there just to be a number, effectively. But my dad made the comment, so where is Jeanette? Is she off doing her main job, stealing kids? Which effectively is their main job anyway, taking the kids off parents to make the moolah. But she then had a pop at my dad, as even lied on the contact notes, and said the boys heard him, which they didn't because they were in the adjacent PlayStation room, because they were on a games console with myself and my wife, and they did not hear a thing. And that is the thing, because yes, the eldest did then pop back in afterwards to mention what's going on, but he didn't hear anything, because I did question the eldest. Did he hear what my dad said? No. So she clearly lied, because they lie, they cheat, they steal. Eddie Guerrero. Remember that line, because they all lie, they cheat, they steal. That is the main thing of the way the social run, because they don't run honestly. Because this was supposed to be, as I mentioned, a 3-month ban, but turned out to be forever ban, because they never wanted him to be in contact with the kids. Because how this all came about was, my dad tried to reach out to Jeanette via text, phone, email. She refused to answer the text, answer the phone, answer the email. And my dad had said multiple texts, multiple phone calls, multiple emails. The next best thing, attend contact and try and contact her that way. She refused. I'm sorry if the daft bimbo doesn't pick up an email, a text, or a phone call. She deserves everything she gets, and she was doing it deliberately because she didn't want to take on any flack from him, because she knew everything my father was saying was right. That is the problem with the social services. They cannot handle it when they're being told the truth. And it's always that way. Hence why they would never allow my father to give evidence in court against them. That's again the problem. They hid all this crap away. So yes, you run scared from the true people you are scared of. And I will point that out to you. Because I'm not scared of anyone within Cheshire, Western Chester. Neither is my father, neither is anyone else within the family. But this was social services they could break the family unit up and make us weaker as we're divided, which is now a 3-year ban, as I mentioned, and said needs checks but not applicable, because my dad would never sign a contract to see the boys, because no grandfather should be signing a contract to see their grandchildren. That is just disgusting behaviour. That's basically turning into Nazism, dictatorship. You do realise where you're going with the Cheshire West. There is, you have to do this, you have to do that, or we take all your liberties away. My dad's a retired man, for fuck's sake. You cannot dictate who and what he cannot see. It's like, obviously, if you were to bump into them in the street, you can't do anything about that, can you? No. So you just pipe out. So this is the local authority going well too far. And as I mentioned, yes, my dad is one that will never sign dodgy paperwork, because everything that comes out of the social is dodgy. And the only way my dad will see our boys again is if they ever come home, or if he bumps into them somewhere in the wilderness. But this is where I'm going to leave it for this series. Obviously, it's been wonderful doing this first fantastic series of exposures for series 1, because obviously I'm going to be going on to podcasts for a while now, and then I'll bring this back as series 2 when we've done with the podcasts. So it's going to be a nice little break for me doing the personal stuff, and then I'll come back with this in series 2, but I will advertise when I'm coming back with this as a series 2, so I'll maybe jazz up the logo and stuff like that for series 2. But as I say, please keep an eye out for all this, and obviously look out for the podcasts coming in the next week, because obviously the podcasts are the big thing with not just myself but with others across the country, because we aim to expose not just Cheshire West but every corrupt council, because I know I'm not alone. There are thousands of other cases across the country, and I aim to prove a point here of how evil social workers are up and down the breadth of this country. So again, I'll leave you to for this video, and we'll catch you in the next season. Thank you, bye bye for now.